Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Muhammad Agus Yafi, Kelmi Hifdon. My major in Mathematics, Faculty of Science and Technology, UIN Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. I made this video to fulfill the philosophy assignment from my powerful lecture's name, Prof. Dr. Haji Munir Abidin M.Ag. After the introduction, let's directly discuss the material about the science development paradigm, rationalism, and emperism. First, let's ask now what is the paradigm of rationalism and emperism. Let's go. This is the title of the material that I will discuss in this video. As I said before, here we will discuss what is paradigm, what is rationalism, and what is naturalism. Alright, let's go straight to the first issue. Next. What is a paradigm? Paradigm holds the thinking ability of each individual, where the paradigm is a model in scientific theory. It can also be interpreted as a frame of mind. This is because it is part of the pattern of intellectual discipline. This frame appeared in the Middle Ages on the continent of Europe, which is located in England. The tenth paradigm is an absorption or adaptation from Latin, namely paradigm, which means a model or pattern. In Greek, paradigm or para and teknoen, which means to compare next to para and so take. Here I will mention the notion of paradigm from one of the paradigm figures itself. That is, according to Thomas Kuhn, the meaning of the paradigm itself is a foundation of thinking, basic concepts, and also the basis of thinking that is also of adopted as a model or basic concept of sense in conducting their studies. In his book Enter the Structure of Scientific Revolution, he mentioned the paradigm is an important terminology also in the development of science. So it can be concluded that the paradigm is human mindset. Negative thought pattern will also form a negative perspective. Next, the following is the understanding of the paradigm from some experts. 1. Thomas Kuhn. As the basis of thinking asserted by science as a basic concept in conducting their studies. And according to G.G. Richard, philosophical thinking references a motive or purpose. And according to Harmony, the most basic way to understand things such and also to things related to reality. The next word is rationalism. Rationalism, a philosophical school that emphasizes rational and reasonable ideas. According to our lesson, the view that reason is the source of knowledge and justification, and experience is to confirm the knowledge acquired by reason. The fall of rationalism was pioneered by René Descartes in the year 1590 until 6 to 1650 AD. In the book Discourse de la Méthode in 1637, which contains studying a solid foundation in economics. The act of rationalism lasts from the middle of the 17th century to the end of the 18th century. Rationalism emerged as a result of the discontent of the intellectual community, who only obeyed the dogmatic tradition of the courts and the religious traditions that developed in the time. According to them, all these traditions are irrational and very naive. Rationalism emerged in the Western world and the Islamic world with different points of view. The rationalism in the Western world comes from a view that makes reason the source of knowledge of all things. And the background behind the emergence of rationalism is the desire to free oneself from traditional thoughts. Here you can see the figures of rationalism starting from René Descartes, Nicolas Machiavelli, Baruch de Spinoza, Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz, Christian Wolff, up to you, please, Pascal. Next. Human senses mean clear and perfect experience. So, emperism is knowledge that arises due to stimulation from the senses and then processed by the brain and can bring up several responses. Empirism is a type of ontology. The development of empirism took place rapidly in England and the surrounding area during the Renaissance during the 17th to 18th centuries. Next. Next, according to Francois Bacon, empirism is an understanding that is to explain and explain that the source of all knowledge is from experience. The following figures from empirism are John Locke and George Berkeley. There are three types of empirism, namely 1. Empiricism, also called museum, a school of philosophy that is subjective, idealistic, what was founded by Athenians and maths. The essence of this school is to challenge the notion of experience from the concepts of substance, necessity, causality, and so on as a priori understanding. This follow can be said to be our reason of the ideas of Buchanan and Hume in a sheer manner, because it is the method by the question of the natural nature of philosophy. This follow is also metaphysical. 2. Logic empiricism usually operate in solving scientific philosophical problems. And 3. Radical empire. The view that all knowledge can be tends to sensory experience. A thing that cannot be investigated is not considered knowledge. A question of possibility, again, certainty, or a problem of error against truth have given rise to many contradictions in philosophy. Next, can be concluded that the difference between rationalism and empirism is this: rationalism is ratio is source, both empirism as a source. The similarity between the two are rational and human senses would play a role in the formation of knowledge. And thank you everyone. Thank you for watching from start to finish. And if you have any question, please post the comment in this videos. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.